Hello and welcome to my coverage of the Race Around Rwanda 2023. The Race Around Rwanda is a 1,000 kilometre bikepacking race around, well, you kind of guessed it, Rwanda, the land of 1,000 hills, and the clue is very much in the name. It started this morning. We're on the Sunday the 5th of February. UK time is 10 to 7 in the evening, and it started at, I think it was 5 a.m. Rwanda time in Kigali. They're a few hours ahead of us, so it's probably 10, 11 p.m. there, I would have thought. So yeah, let's have a little look at the map and see what's been going on the first day of the race. So Rwanda isn't the biggest country in the world. It's landlocked, high altitude. Kigali is at about 1,400 meters. So altitude is going to be a factor. The highest point is just below 4,000 meters, which is pretty high, especially if you come from Europe. So let's have a little look at see what's going on the map. See if I can find a rider list. We'll go through a few people first. So, number one, Ulrich Bartholomew's. No one's probably surprised to see him at the start of the list. However, he was ill before the race, so he's made a pretty miraculous recovery. As you can see, he posted a couple of days ago. Not the most flattering of photos, but he's had a fever, so he wasn't sure if he was even going to start the race. But now he is leading, so I guess that's pretty standard Ulrich for you. So yeah, he's out front. Who else have we got? We've got a really big African contingent in this race. It's really great to see. There's some really great riders, but one of the biggest problems in kind of East Africa is that they don't really have the income and like the wealth to just go and fly off to Europe and do all these races. But they really want to. They're struggling with bikes, with equipment, with kit. But there's loads of really great programs which are really helping these riders get to the races, and also having events like Race Around Rwanda, it gives them the opportunity to race on their own, in their own backyard, in their own turf. They know the conditions, they know how to find food, and it just gives them some really great experience. So, so Team Omani have sent a big contingent. I'd urge you to look at the Team Omani website if you have time. TeamOmani.com. You can see here. We'll have a quick look through, but they're really, really, really great guys, and it's all about developing, African cyclists and giving them the opportunities to race. So there's Team Omani. They're predominantly based in Kenya. They're probably like the premier team, and there's a number of smaller teams around. Club Masaka in Uganda as an example, and also Rwanda Beyond, which supports a number of Rwandan cyclists. They've got some great sponsors with bikes. I help via Hunt Bike Wheels to try and get them wheels and things. I think they've got Hutchinson tyres this year. Peloton de Paris doing their kit, and hopefully we'll see them in Europe later this year. But it's all about giving them opportunities. So having this race on their back door, on their doorstep, getting them to race people like Ulrich, one of the top guys out there, is a really big opportunity. So let's just run through the list. I don't know everyone, but I've got a fairly good idea. Eligius, I think, is that Eritrean? I'm not quite sure on the flag there, maybe Ugandan. I assume he's an Omani guy, I'm not 100%. Kenneth and Joffrey, they're really great guys. I rode with them a bit in the Atlas Manta race last year. They're riding as a pair. Joffrey was actually second to Justinus in last year's Race Around Rwanda, and he pushed him pretty hard. He's again a really great guy. So they're both Team Omani. Manuel, not too sure about him. Evan, again, he's Kenyan. He's a Team Omani guy. Fazil, really great guy. He's Rwandan, the leading Rwandan at the moment. He is on the Rwanda Beyond team. Tony Calderon, another great chap, Spanish guy. He's won, the first rider at the Grand Guanche Trail the year I did it, I think. Pavel Palaski, sorry, butchered your name again. He's won race around Poland and been up there in TCR. Jean Rivera is a great guy. I'll show him on Instagram. Give him a follow. We actually raced together last year in the Rwandan Epic, which is the 5-day mountain bike stage race. You see here, that was us racing as a pair. He's again another one of the local cyclists, so consider giving him a follow. He's up there, and Rodney Zonko. I mean, we've got to love Rodney. Does a lot of racing, Peruvian heritage, so really good altitude. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in the race. Eric, he is another Rwanda Beyond rider. Violette, she's a super talented woman, and again another Rwanda Beyond rider. Have a quick glance through. I don't know many other people. It's a bit more of an adventure race, you don't get a deep field. Manu and Katrien. Manu second at Tour Divide. Katrien, third female finisher at Atlas Mountain Race last October. They're a couple, so they're riding as a pair. Lisa Pfeiffer. Sorry, Lisa, destroyed your name again. She's always does really good reports and things on the races, and so she's giving it a go, riding a Mason bike and Hunt wheels. Slightly biased, obviously, because I ride Mason too. Julia Elliott, she's in there. She's obviously a YouTube personality. I don't know what the YouTuber. I don't know what the term is, even though I'm sat here talking on YouTube. So yeah, it's quite a nice little list of riders. So let's have a look at the course. Starts in Kigali. It starts quite early in the morning. It's 5 a.m. start, so basically you want to get out before the traffic. And the first section is basically a big road, and you can see here this is early in the morning. Sun's just coming up, really cool. That was last year. That's Boris McCulloch, and you can see here the tyres I'm running slicks. Got away with it. I'm fairly competent off road, so I thought that would be a good kind of tyre for me. So that's this section here. All the road to last almost the first 100k, probably 85k, 90k, and then you drop down. You go an off-road through here, and there's a series of this is on the edge of the Akagera National Park, so that's the only place in Rwanda you can go on a proper safari. It's a fenced-off park. It's hugely dense population, so you don't really get much peace and quiet anywhere on the race. And then you're going through, on these dirt roads. It's a mix of kind of like tarmac and dirt road. There's a big lake here. This was like getting on for 40 degrees last year. Imagine if that rains, then you'd be in a fair bit of trouble with the mud. So that's coming back around this side, and then you're climbing back up. So Muzunze for the CP2. It looks like the riders are all starting to get into the CP2, which will be up here somewhere. Where are we? Muzunze. I can't find it. Which is the Volcanoes National Park, essentially. So we're up here somewhere. No, that's Oryx. Yeah, so Oryx been through. So we're going through Muzunze for the first checkpoint, and that is at the National Cycling Centre. They do, again, really good work. It's where the national cycling team are based. And I'll show you a quick video about what it is in there. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I should have labelled these better, shouldn't I? No, not that one. As you can see, I'm doing this live, so I keep cocking it up. So you've got all these little villages and stuff. This is kind of a typical town, and there's people everywhere. There's people on bikes. Everyone wants to come and be part of it, and they just love it. The locals want to race on their bikes. And here we go. This is the cycling centre. So this is where the first checkpoint is. You can get a meal, and they're catering for riders here, so they know what people want. You've got filtered water, big dining room, and yeah, they basically serve you up a meal. And I suspect most people will want to resupply there when they get there. So at the moment, it looks like Ulrich is kind of riding away with it. Kenneth is a bit behind him. Again, he's a really strong guy. These guys, they climb so well, so well. They're really kind of lean. Think of a Kenyan marathon runner, and that's the shape of these guys. So, if Ulrich's gone too deep, too early, if he's been ill and his body's not over it 100%, they do have a fairly good chance of catching back up again. So yeah, it's all fairly close at the moment. Obviously, the first day, it's the usual thing with all races. Who's gone too hard, too early? Who's going to fade? Who's going to come from behind and catch back up? Who's going to sleep tonight and who's not? I hazard a guess that Rodney probably won't sleep because he just likes to go for it. And yeah, so we'll see how that develops. So I shall try and do updates as with my Atlas Mountain Race updates. If you've not seen those, then go and have a look. And yeah, I'll try and do them each evening. I reckon it'll be about 3 days for the winner, so there'll be 2 or 3 of these. As always, if you've got any questions, then please do put them in the comments. Don't forget to give us a little like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And I shall see you, I'll see you in the morning for my Atlas Mountain Race update, and I shall see you tomorrow evening for my second Race Around Rwanda update. So see you then.